After our most recent adventure on the Disney Magic for the 5-night Marvel Day at Sea Cruise, which was outstanding, I got a very common question. Michael, how does it compare to its sister ship, the Wonder? Today I am going to answer that question and go over many of those specific differences that I could really feel between the two ships. Now I want to start this video by saying that experiences on the Disney Cruise Line change from voyage to voyage. There are two specific reasons that I can think of why they're always going to be at least somewhat different. First of all, the crew is always going to be a little bit different. You're not going to get the exact same people aboard the same ship every single time. Maybe you'll have the same server, same stateroom host, but things will change on board. Also, even if you're on the same itinerary over and over and over again, the seas are never the same. Sometimes they're calm, other times they're moving around a little bit more, so it's always going to be at least somewhat different. I'll readdress that again in the video, but I wanted to start with that and say that this is my very first time on the Disney Magic, so sometimes things can change over time, so just keep that in mind as we go through our review. The Disney Magic and the Disney Wonder are two sides of the same coin. They're almost identical in the way that they're laid out. If you've been on one many times, you can step on board the other for the very first time, put a blindfold on, and basically have no problem getting around. Stepping on board the Magic for the first time, it was very easy for me to find the shops and the pools and the lounge areas because I know the Wonder pretty well, so the Magic is almost identical in that regard. Even though they are structured the same way and you know where the lounges are and you know where the kids clubs are, there are definitely more differences between them than I was expecting. One of the biggest features that you can see from the outside of the ship is the drop slide that is only featured on the Disney Magic. It's called the Aqua Dunk. It's definitely a bit of an adrenaline rush as you drop down that slide. It's super short, but that drop is what you're going for. Now moving on to the kids clubs, and the Magic and Wonder both feature Vibe, Edge, the Oceaneer Club, and the Oceaneer Lab, but there are subtle differences in each one. To my surprise, when I walked into Edge, I saw Rock Band, which was not available on the Wonder, at least when I stepped on board. And in Vibe, you can find classic video games like Miss Pac-Man, which was really cool. Inside Vibe on the Magic, you can find the TV placed in kind of a different location. You can play video games there. On the Wonder, that's where their Rock Band is, so it's just kind of a different orientation. The Oceaneer Club also has subtle differences between the Wonder and the Magic. On the Wonder, they do have that Marvel theme and a Frozen area, which is really cool. On the Magic, they have another Marvel theme. In my opinion, the Magic's Marvel theme is better, and they also have that Pixie Hollow area. One major difference between the two ships are the different dining venues. Now, they both have Animator's Palette, but after that, each restaurant is unique to each ship. The Magic has Lumieres right by the lobby atrium. Those chandeliers above are great, and the food they serve there is some of the best on board. And they also have Rapunzel's Royal Table, which is so much fun. I kept finding myself laughing during Rapunzel's Royal Table dinner with Hook Hand banging that thing trying to get service. It was hysterical. By comparison, the Wonder has Triton's, which is great, and they also have, are you ready for this? My current favorite restaurant on board the Disney Cruise Line, Tiana's Place. I said it, yes, it's true. I prefer Tiana's Place over Rapunzel's Royal Table. Now, I don't want to take away from Rapunzel's though, because that is my favorite on board the Magic. The entertainment alone with Hook Hand was so much fun, but the food cannot compare to Tiana's Place. This is a great segue into the food on board, and as I mentioned earlier, this can change a lot from voyage to voyage, so my opinion about this may change, but right now, I feel like in all the food I tried on the Magic, it cannot even get close to compare to the food on the Wonder. They're just totally different leagues. Now, if you're a Gold or Platinum level Castaway Club member and you've been on so many Disney cruises, you might know that they serve a lot of similar food on board each vessel, and you're absolutely right. The problem is, my taste buds could tell the difference. Now, of course, there are many exceptions to this, like the crab cake and the black truffle pasta and the macadamia nut cheesecake. They were all delicious, but in total, thinking about all of the food, I was actually kind of surprised because I'm used to food on board being some of the best I've ever tried, and on the Magic on this adventure, I was left wanting more. By no means was the food on board the Magic bad. Not at all. I don't want you to think that that's how I feel. I'm comparing some amazing food to some spectacular food, so they're really, really close. The problem is I've tasted this amazing food on the Wonder, and I go on the Magic and it's also really good, but it's not quite at the Wonder's level, at least in my opinion right now. While we're on the topic of restaurants, I want to take this opportunity to address the service on board each ship. Even before my first ever Disney cruise, friends have told me that the Wonder has some kind of charm that the Magic doesn't quite have. I never quite understood that because the Magic and the Wonder are basically identical to each other. They're sister ships, they basically look the exact same, but now that I've been on the Magic, I totally understand this. I don't want to say that anyone did a bad job. That's simply not the case, but you know me, I'm going to tell it just like it is. I'm going to be straight and honest with you, and I can tell you that the service that we got on the Magic was not up to Disney's standards. The service was a bit slow, but it was more than that. The servers didn't take the time to get to know us and know what we like. By comparison, on the Wonder with Sophia and Mina, another shout out for them, they're amazing. They knew what we wanted, the drinks were ready, they kept double checking. Are you having fun? Can I change this? We can change it, no problem. They were invested in our magical experience, and that's what was missing on the Magic. If I had gone to any restaurant outside of Disney, I would have called that service good. The problem is, we've been on vacations to Aulani, Walt Disney World, the Disney Cruise Line, Disneyland. I know what great Disney service is, and on the Magic, the service fell flat. With that being said, don't let this one service experience change your opinion of the Disney Magic. It definitely does not change mine. Who knows what happened? Maybe a service team or two dropped out last minute and everyone had to cover an extra table. We simply don't know, but I still really love the Magic. I know that this is something that Disney can improve in the future. I have no doubt the next time I'm on board the Disney Magic, the service is going to be outstanding. Moving past the dining locations, the after-hours section on board each ship is a little bit different, but also rather similar. Like instead of a Cadillac lounge, you have Keys, which is a piano bar. The differences in theme come down to personal taste, and whatever you like best is going to be your favorite. One big difference though, O'Gill's pub transforms into the Snuggly Duckling on the night where Rapunzel is shown in the theaters. It's a cool transformation, but it's not enough for me to make my decision on which ship I want to go on. Next we come to the shows that you'll find in the Walt Disney Theater on board each ship. The Wonder currently has Frozen, a musical spectacular, Disney Dreams, and the Golden Mickeys. The Magic also features Disney Dreams with a special Frozen scene, along with Twice Charmed and Tangled the musical. The shows on board are always spectacular, and the Magic definitely didn't disappoint. Did I have a preference for which shows I liked best on board? Perhaps, but that's a video best served for another day. Now that being said, I would not use the shows as a determining factor for which ship I sail on. However, if you have someone in your family who's a big Tangled fan or a big Frozen fan, your choice might be clear. There are plenty of other differences between the Magic and the Wonder, like the itineraries they go on, different decorations around the ship, different Marvel Day at Sea and other themed days, merchandise you can find on board, and even the theme in Cove Cafe, but since those factors aren't really fair for comparison, I'm going to leave them off this video. So with all of those factors in mind, it is time for the big question. Given the choice to go on just one, the Disney Magic or the Disney Wonder, which would I choose? Drum roll please, it would be the Wonder. It's an easy decision, at least for me, and although there are many factors, the biggest ones on my mind are the food quality and the service. Luckily though, that is something that Disney can easily change, so who knows, my opinion might shift in the future based on future experiences. Now with all of that being said, under no circumstance am I saying I did not enjoy the Disney Magic. I loved it, I had a great time going down the Aqua Dunk at Rapunzel's Royal Table. It was a ton of fun, and I am looking forward to going back on the Magic again in the future. That's my opinion, now it's your turn. If you had to choose between the Wonder and the Magic, which would you pick? Whether you've been on 10 cruises or you've never been sailing before, which one looks the most interesting to you? Let me know in the comments below, I would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for being a part of the Magic with me. Until next time, have a magical day.